control, and then dialing in through my laptop for filming. Let's try again. Allow your feet to touch. Bring the head top up to its highest point. Relax your shoulders, relax your tailbone. Bring your hands together in the center. Take a deep breath. And then starting from the top, working your way down. Bring energy all the way up to the crown chakra and past. Relax your vision. Relax your brow. Open your sinuses, open your nostrils. Half smile is the minimum. Internally relax the whole interior of your mouth. Allow the saliva glands to work and connect the tongue to the upper palate. Pull your ears back over your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and relax. You can think of if you had wings from your shoulder blades, as if you want to pull your wings together in the back and then allow them to relax. Hollow the chest. Use the center core and the abdominal muscles to support so that you can allow your tailbone and lower spine to sink, relax, and open. Fold and relax the insides of the hips, and then activate the feet. Pull your ankles upwards. Pull your heels forwards. Activate the toes, activate the tops of your feet, the outside edge. Take another deep breath and relax. We're going to start with some breathing. So make your feet shoulder width wide, and then just going at your own pace, breathing, inflate all the way up, but make it a stretch. So when you reach the maximum stretch, you have the maximum inhale, and going at your own pace, continue. And we're using this both as a stretch, reach all the way to the top, all the way out to the sides. You don't have to squat down. You can if you like, not required. And have the intention in your mind of gathering energy. Most people working Monday through Friday. So Saturday is the weekend. We want to start our weekend with a lot of energy. So, like inflating, use your breathing to accentuate or extend the stretch. And use the breathing to expand the relaxation. So on the exhale, from the stretch, allow all of your muscles to relax. So you're using your whole body to breathe. One famous teacher said, the lung is not your lung, the body is your lung. So see if you can, if you're inside, see if you can open your pores. Imagine each pore can breathe and lead in to the center. If you're outdoors, you have to protect your chi. If you open your pores like that, the wind can draw away the surface chi. So practice safely. If you're outside, you don't open all the pores that way, or you put a defensive chi barrier around the perimeter, like a science fiction force field. Breathing, do 3 more full, make it your longest, most relaxed breaths of the week. Tai Chi is your time, so go at your own pace. You have scheduled a block of time for yourself, for self-improvement, so you already have an advantage. And then when you finish, bring everything back to the center. We've just been moving around. So allow the contents to settle. There's analogies in Taoism and in Chinese Kung Fu. It says the qi is like a sand or a silt inside of a jar that has water. And when you shake it up, the sand and silt fills it. It's opaque. You can't see through. But then when you set it down on the counter, after 5 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, all of the sand goes to the bottom. Your chi is the same way. moving around. There's lots of things happening, lots of activity. You need to balance that activity with some static meditation, standing. So when you stand, connect the tongue, lift the base of the torso, breathe deep, and allow the chi. Where does it settle in our body? It doesn't, if we're a jar that's been shaken up, does it go down to our feet? Where does it go? The bottom of our jar is our center, our dantian. We want all the chi to collect to the dantian. And then relax. Next, we're going to do some a little bit of stretching. We're going to do some X-stepping to continue to warm up. We're going to do a little bit of Tai Chi. We're going to talk about 2 new exercises that I don't think I've talked about in this class before. And then we may do some more Tai Chi if there's still time. So let's start just from a comfortable stance. Lock your shoulders with your hands and start to make some slow, stretchy circles. Stretchy being your head is always pointed and pushing away from the center. So extend, and not just your neck. Start from the middle of your back, this point here, and pushing from that point up. Extend your whole upper back and neck and head. And it's your body. One side is more relaxed than the other. So stretch if you need to be on one side more. And take everything slowly. Just one small circle. And then you can expand it, making the circle larger. And then when you come back to the center, we're going to roll the shoulders. So I want you to make that circle as large as you can. It can be relaxed. You can relax your biceps. You can relax your shoulders and your back. In fact, it works better if they are. So return to the long, deep breathing that we started with. Pull your head top up. Change directions. And again, you can slow down, try to relax more, and try to make that circle larger. And then we're going to alternate. So pull one side up, and you can push the other side down, and turning. You know, I may actually have to terminate this class soon. I may have something happening. Hang on a second. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a short class. One thing I want to cover, there's a couple of items that have come up this week. For people having emotional distress, people suffering from this type of thing, I want to cover one meditation before we go. And this is it a qigong? Is it a meditation? We're going to talk about your hand placement. So you have where your heart is in your dantian. And I want to talk about transferring energy from one hand to the other. One more second. So I need to talk about the hand placement. In traditional Chinese medicine, we don't talk about gender fluidity, so I'm going to talk about things in a traditional folk medicine way. I'm going to refer to male and female, yin and yang, interchangeably as polar, and not changing for this particular exercise. So if you relate to traditionally male, masculine, and you may discover something about yourself. It may work differently in your body, but the yang energy, the outward force coming from the left hand, and the reverse for the feminine is the yin energy, the soft, cold, inward force is the right hand. So when you're having distress, it could be something from your work, from your relationships, finances, all different types of things, and you feel this kind of energy in your chest and your torso. In Taoism, we don't want to disturb the heart. It's considered to be the source of many things, and so we're going to change and put the hand, for men, I identify as male, take my left hand, put it over the heart, and then with your left hand, putting it over the dantian. Wait, sorry, did I get that right? This is the magnet, this is the push. Reverse. This is actually good because you need to find out which way the energy goes. So you want to take that energy with your yin hands, the one that's pulling, that's better. By the way, both of these points are always yin and yang. We just have one that is more or less, right? So this one is like a faucet that has both hot and cold that goes to both, but they're balanced in such a way. So for the men, put your right hand over your heart. For the ladies, put your left hand, something, right? And then we're going to take the other hand and put it on the dantian. So for guys, right hand heart, left hand dantian. And you want to take the chi, all of that crazy, chaotic, disharmonious chi, anger, sadness, whatever is creating that feeling in your chest. And you're going to transfer it through your arm. We have in the Tai Chi form, we have something called San Tong Bei, where the arch goes this way. And you want to transfer that energy, move it through your arms and down to the dantian, right? Now, we could just say, why don't we just stand here and let the energy go this way naturally? Is because if we were balanced, if we had a proper balance, the energy would do that anyway. It would go naturally on its own. So by putting the hands here, and you can feel it. For some people very sensitive to chi, you can feel the energy move. By the way, this can also be reversed, the yin-yang opposite. When your heart is empty, this is not as common of a state. This is a different state. I know that there's students out there in TV land that have the opposite. They're not feeling anything in their heart. For these kind of people, they have a type of, for people that have an issue with a cutting, they self-harm, they hurt themselves, it's because they're trying to feel something. So you can reverse that. You can take your life force energy and create a balance. So we talked earlier about a jar that has the sand in the water, and we shake it up. So if each of these containers, your dantian and your heart chakra, are a container, we can use them to balance each other. So when the heart becomes very full, we take that energy and we transfer it down to the dantian. And the reverse, if the heart it's a very extreme condition, but if the heart is empty, we can take the energy from the dantian and put it into the heart. So this is some very practical. I think perhaps maybe the issue that was there was a maintenance person that was here, and they actually have left. So it seems like we'll be able to continue with class. I did want to get through this meditation because I've had some requests this week for this type of thing. But you can do it anywhere. You can be, when you're laying in bed, when you're on the couch, you have the intention of moving the energy from the hand, from the heart, through the arm, and down to the hands. This also is effective knowing what this is for acupressure. And if you like to do Reiki or Qigong type healing, you know which hand is better at absorbing hot energy and which hand is better at delivering the cooling energy, that type of thing. I apologize for the lighting. It's really fluctuating quite a bit. So let's continue. Looks like that if the distraction is gone, we'll go back to doing what we were doing, which is warming up. We did some shoulder rolls. Let's do some turning. So take a comfortable stance. Make sure that you have room. Turn your waist. And the purpose for this exercise, by the way, is to extend the spine. So push the head top up, relax the tailbone down, and try to imagine your spine as the center, like an axle, like a wheel. And so we want to make that axle as straight as we can. We want to have the head top pushed up and the tailbone pushed down. And then change up over the shoulder. Really relax the arms. And see if you can maintain the same long, relaxed breathing. And then when you come back to the center, relax. Grip your feet, push your tailbone away, extend your spine, relax your arms, let your back expand. Breathe deep. And when you're ready on your own, grip your feet, activate your whole feet connected to the ground, and unroll your spine by using your abdominal muscles. Don't use your back, use your front. Expand all the way up, breathing completely in, and then relax. We'll do that one more time. Push your tailbone back away. Grip the ground with your feet. Remember to breathe. Relax your entire upper body, your torso, arms, shoulders, all the way down to the hands. And sit there for a second. Remember to breathe while you're in a unique position. And see if you can, while breathing and relaxing, if you can feel gravity working on the blood flow in your back and your torso. And then when you're ready, grip the ground. We're going to use the abs to support so the spine can stay relaxed, breathing all the way up. Relax. 2 more stretches, and then we're going to do a new Tai Chi exercise. So push the tailbone back and away. Use your other leg for support, and reaching. And for this, I want you to do at least 3 long, deep breaths. Pull your toe up towards your nose, extend your spine along the length of your leg, reach as far as you can. Long, relaxed breathing, push up, forward, and change to the other side. So grip the ground, tailbone back, grip your foot, reach forward, toes up, extend your spine, and here the same thing, 3 long, deep, relaxed breaths. Settle into the position. And then come back up to the top. By the way, these stretches, we could continue to do some more stretching. I want you to practice them. This kind of thing you can practice every day, and little by little, you will make big progress. So because there may be an interruption, I want to teach the first exercise I had that I just taught a second ago is very valuable. And before I continue, does anyone have questions? Thoughts, comments, ideas? Okay, great. Yes. So the next one we have not covered before, and it is something that I have invented. It's a type of hybrid Bagua style circle walking. And so we know that the Tai Chi symbol is based off of the yin and yang. And we know that outside of the yin and yang is a circle. And the inside of the yin and yang is a type of S shape. So as a basic Tai Chi walking exercise, if you imagine a circle, and then you imagine the Tai Chi shape that goes through it, and then you just walk that pattern. See what that comes out like. But today we're going to do something very similar to that, but instead of walking the circle, we're going to walk a type of infinity shape, right? Something that it forms like an 8 that's turned on its side. And while we do that, we're going to keep all of the Tai Chi ideas in mind. We want to have the head top up, the shoulders relaxed. So you don't need to look at the screen to do this. You just need to hear it. And to start walking, Pick something that's appropriate to the space that you're in, where you can still hear the camera, you can still hear your computer or whatever you're dialing in on, and walk in a figure eight. And then start to adjust your posture. So pull the head top up, relax your shoulders, sink your tailbone, grip your feet. And then I want you to focus your vision on a particular point. And that point is going to be on the ground in the center where your 8 crosses itself. So right in the middle. And when you're looking down at that point, I want you to keep your head top up. We're going to change our point of focus here in a minute. And you'll notice as you walk, your head turns back and forth, left and right, to try to stay focused on that center point. So one of the main purposes for this exercise that I'm teaching right now is to loosen the upper part of the spine through walking. If you study yoga, they have techniques for opening the spine as well. I study some Kundalini yoga where you're turning your spine and you turn the head more. So your spine, in this case, if we keep our hips locked on that track of the figure 8, facing along the normal direction of the track, our spine then has to turn. If you can see my finger, the base of it is locked, but I can turn it left and right. And the more it reaches the end of my finger, if you watch the base, this won't turn very much. Even if I grab it and crank it, the base is firmly attached. So this is the feeling that we want to have in the spine, that it's turning, always to face that point. Now, we're going to do something else. If you have a light ceiling fan, something at the top point of that figure 8, you can pick a point on the ceiling. So when you're walking, instead of looking at the ground, I want you to try to keep your focus on that top part of the figure 8, wherever the center of the 8 is. And get back to Tai Chi walking. Grip your feet, relax your tailbone, push your head top up, relax your shoulders, connect the tongue to the upper palate, and keep looking up there. You'll notice as you walk the circle, your spine makes a very even rotation. It turns all the way this way, and then it turns all the way back and forth again. So next, we're going to change the focus one more time, and that's going to be at an imaginary point, right at your eye level, right in the center of that figure 8, so that you can keep your posture perfect, but you're always looking at that point. The reason we don't put there's sometimes people for Bhagwa, they putting either an object on the floor and walking around it, or they putting a rope that comes down with a weight. Sometimes people put in a post and they walk around that post, right? They doing something to go around it. And in this case, because we're passing through the center of the figure 8, we don't really want to put something on the ground. And if you need something to focus on where your center of your figure 8 is, if you're looking down, don't do this. Don't turn your head and neck. Keep your correct Tai Chi posture and move your eyes to look at that point. But I want you to focus on your spine turning. Turns to the left, center, turns to the right, center. And so just by doing this type of figure 8 walking, you can be opening and expanding your spine while you're doing the exercise. So the last detail for this thing is, what are we doing with our hands? And the answer is anything that you like. If you like the Tai Chi practice, you can just use a He Tai Chi, this thing where the hands are connected loosely here at the base. There's a space between. We let this circle that we had just talked about rest on top of the shoulder. And this is, as far as conditioning the spine and getting that twisting motion, this is one way to ensure when you do this walking in He Tai Chi, when you turn around the infinity symbol, you're going to see where your shoulders are not lined up, and you're going to see where you have tightness, in your upper back and your neck, and the trapezius muscles and the deltoids. All of that will be revealed when you get into the correct position and you start to walk and have this type of turning. This, by the way, is highly mathematical. You want to make this as accurate as you can, and you want to have the body sensation of keeping your shoulders perfectly lined up with your hips and your head top pushed up there. So then you can change the hand positions. If you like Kung Fu, you may always keep your hands towards that center point, and then when you get to the center point, you cross. So there's an imaginary target there. And if you have to get to the target, you make some change, circle back around the target, change the other way, and continue. This is like a Kung Fu, Bagua, martial arts type of thing. But we can do something even more practical. So imagine, there's a Qigong from Heavenly Dragon called Holding Up Mount Huashan, right? In China, they have a famous mountain, very large. Imagine you have a mountain on each hand. So you want to keep them level so they don't slide off. And when you're walking, feel the weight. Look towards the center. Your arms will make some big, your torso is turning. So feel the weight on your hands. This will help open your neck, your back. Grip your feet with every step. Looking to the center, line up your spine, allow it to turn naturally. This is, if you're doing it correctly, it may feel like hard work, right? It may feel like, wow, this is really working, opening something. Yeah, Aaron, that looks good. You can put them way out there. You can bring them in. It's a matter of preference. And you don't have to do anything with your arms. You can allow them to fall naturally with gravity, allow them to relax. The key points are having a good, strong step, because for most of the time, we're stepping in a curve. So when you're on the corner of the figure eight, make sure your feet go right past each other. In Bagua, they have a step, Tani move. If I go right to the camera, my feet always right next to each other. If I go way back here. So don't let your feet go off to the side. This is perfect mathematical alignment. The feet working. Maybe it feels weird, maybe it looks weird, but keep your, in the Bagua, they refer to it as the cricket rubbing its legs, because we want the insides of the thighs and the insides of the knees rubbing when we walk, they're touching. And even if it's just passing this way, we want to keep that gap closed, because that means that everything is lined up and accurate. Aaron, that looks good, that's right. Push the head top up. Even if you look down, when you're looking down, when you're practicing Bagua, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, when you look down, your head is straight. So keep the back of your head top up. You're powerful. If you have to look down, you're looking down on your opponent. You're looking down on your something that is negative below you. So we don't want to compromise our structure to look down at something. What's the purpose of that? Keep your correct structure and then look down on it. Okay, so that's another exercise. I would like to say that I invented that on my own, but I've had many teachers, and some have recommended walking the figure eight, but not with all the details put together that I have. So, by the way, you could use the yin-yang shape, same thing. You would focus right on the center when you go to turn. It's a little bit more unusual. I feel like the infinity sign is sort of easier to follow for that type of thing. So, yeah. And actually, do we have a maintenance person here? I don't know. Let's do this until somebody knocks to come into the unit and do the work that needs done. Let's practice some. We'll just do the first section just to make sure that we've done some Tai Chi today. We've done 2 exercises. We did this one for Qigong for emotional stability and potentially balancing when there's some type of imbalance. By the way, this works for your head too. So when if you have a fever and you know how to move the qi, and you know that the fever is the symptom of the fever is not going to regenerate it. You can move excess energy back down to the dantian. Or vice versa, you're lightheaded, you don't have the chi in the head, you can reverse and bring energy from your dantian. With all things, be careful, safety first. This is a very safe one to do, especially like when you're down, you have negative energy, you have a low energy, something like that. This is safe, right? You're not going to have any danger. If you're reversing it or you're trying to do something different, just take baby steps, take your time. Before we continue, anyone have questions on this Qigong or the infinity walking exercise? Let's actually use one other place where we look at the infinity sign in the Tai Chi very, very clearly, and that's with X stepping and shifting weight. So if I face this direction, I put 1 foot forward. I don't know if you can see, but the place where I'm at right now has square tile floors. You can use this to your advantage. You can use the square to make sure that you're aligned. And I want you to shift back and forth from one foot to the other, but we're not shifting in a straight line this way. I want you to shift using the figure 8. So if your spine is vertical and it's moving, I want you to, looking down on it, move like a figure 8. So I shift back and use your foot the same way. I don't know if you can see my foot, but I'm on the outside to the toes, and then the figure 8 comes back, and then my heel into the front, into the heel, into the front, back to the heel and the front. I'm using the placement of my center line to draw a figure 8. We're never shifting directly over 1 foot in a straight line. It's not just boop. We circle to come back to that shape, making the Tai Chi. This is actually a figure 8. It's not a Tai Chi symbol, because we loop the energy up and bring it back. And you can change directions over the toes, back to the heel, toes, heel, heel, toes, toe, heel. So let's do a bit of Tai Chi first, just so that we can say we've done at least the first section, and then we'll come back and look at something. So I haven't done the form here, so we'll get a chance to find out what the space is like. Bring the head top up. Relax the shoulders, relax the tailbone. Grip your feet. Breathe deep, connect the tongue to the upper palate. Lift the base of your torso. Raise the pelvic floor, the abdominal floor. We're going to open shoulder width wide, breathing deep, expanding. And then drawing a circle, grasp the sparrow's tail on the right. Square step, ward off. Breathing deep, grasp the sparrow's tail. Once we take that square step, instead of shifting forward directly, think of the infinity sign. Start to replace all of your straight line movements with curves. And those curves are based on the Tai Chi symbol, the infinity. Press. Breathe deep. Push. Look left. Glance right. Gather the energy up, down, up. Horizontal. Split hands. Looking forward, we see the horizon. Hook. Single whip. Turning back to the north. Grip the ground. Split. Square step. Roll up. Roll back down. I'm changing my form so that you can see it. I'm making it more exaggerated. Press to the center. Square step back. This is crane, opening the wings. So wei, pipa, brush knee, press right to the center. Brush knee, looking forward, relax your tailbone, breathe deep, press. Breathe deep, brush knee, C step, press to the center. One more. brush knee, C-step, press. Holding the moon in the chest. On the right, Bon, Lan, Shui. On the left, Bon, Lan, Shui. One more, move, parry, punch, Rufeng, Sidi, return tiger to mountain. Punch right, punch left. Bring the feet back together in the center. Bring your head top up to the highest point and relax. Before we do more Tai Chi, before we continue, let's see what time it is. Looks like we have about 20 minutes if we don't have an interruption. Does anyone have thoughts, questions, comments on anything from the first section? So I want to talk about something my teacher was that was very important to my teacher, and I think can be confusing when people learning Tai Chi, and I teach a lot of Kung Fu, Chinese Kung Fu, is that the purpose of this, for self-defense, it's not for boxing, not for fighting. I have one student writing me, and they say, I have absolutely no interest in martial arts at all, but I see that the Tai Chi is beneficial to me. And so, what's the purpose? And we can use all different types of things in the form, all the postures, all of the principles in the form we can apply to our daily lives. So if you have to lift something heavy, the question was, the person is working doing physical labor, and they say, I don't care about the Tai Chi form, but we can use return tiger to mountain, right? If we make the feet a nice base, and then we use one hand and the other to connect. And in return tiger to mountain, there's all this kind of complex, which hand is overlaid on the other so that the opponent's weapon or foot can't sneak out of there. When we're applying that to non-martial arts, it's to make sure that the connection that we make to the object is secure. We may not use one hand under the other, but we know, okay, that thing actually has handles. Let's use those instead of just trying to grip the bottom. Something along these lines. So we can use these Tai Chi principles. And then the same thing, return tiger to mountain is all on the legs, right? This is the movement. Our body using the legs like a hydraulic, and we connect to the thing, and then the legs do the lifting. We try to keep the spine and back straight. So where are we going to use crane opening its wings? You need to reach for something. We have balance. You can put your other arm out here, but we don't have to make something very exaggerated. But if you're reaching, why reach straight? Make it round. Hold the thing. Go to do the thing. For Steve, right? Yeah. For Steve used to study with me in Westwood in the park, and I'm hoping that he was at a class. I used to teach this funny kind of exercise. I would say, you can use Tai Chi when you're in the grocery store, right? And we would make a joke saying, what are you going to use? A snake creeps down to pick up, because they put a shelf down here. Can't reach that. Look at my posture. It's terrible. So the joke was, you're going to use Tai Chi. Snake creeps down, get the can off the lower shelf. Yeah, why not? I can do that effortlessly if I keep my posture correct the whole time. Steve, do you remember that? You can just do a thumb. Yeah, right? So I used to make this silly joke about using Tai Chi, but that's the real purpose of it. We don't have to fight people. Day to day, we don't have ninjas jumping out from behind the rock. So it's good to know self-defense. Should we need it, we be in public and something happens, we know to get away, right? We know how to escape. And when we become cornered, we have a way to defend ourselves. But day to day, our defense is my biggest defense is against the computer. And even more so, gravity. So we practice the Kung Fu one day a week. We practice martial art together so we know how to defend ourselves. But day to day, you should take this practice and fight your washing machine, right? How? Like this, with a good posture. And when you look down on it, you look down with your eyes. Don't change your posture to become lower with the machine. And we don't have to look down on machines, right? The machine is a robot that helps us. So there's some people that will say, if you name the robot nicely, and you give it a nice name, and you treat it correctly, it will perform better. There's a Hawaiian teacher, Hawaiian shamanism teacher that says you can actually use your chi to interface with the device. We see a computer, toaster, nice toaster, connect to it with your chi. Sounds crazy. Is it possible? Don't know. Questions, thoughts, comments on anything we've done so far today? Let's do the first and second section up to cloud hands. Bring your head top up to the highest point. Relax your tailbone. Relax your shoulders. Breathing deep. Bring your hands together in the center. We're going to open shoulder width wide. Sink the tailbone. Allow the hands to float and settle on the chi as if they're floating on the water. Breathing. Grasp. Still looking forward. Ward off. Breathing. We do the activity down in our dantian, but our face is looking forward, facing forward, even though we're doing the action. Breathing deep. You don't have to watch your hands, but they're always in your vision. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Single whip. Turning north. This is Hi Sol San Chi. Lift hands to upward posture. Turning. Brush. Expand. One continuous movement. Square step back. Crane opens the wings. Relax and breathe. Play the harp. Press to the center. Brush knee. C-step. Press. Brush knee. C-step. Press. Holding the moon in the chest. Punch. We'll do Ban Lan Shui 3 times. Ban. Lan. Shui. Ban. Strengthen your elbows. Press. Lan. Use that elbow turning power to open. And the same with the punch. Shui. Corner. All directions. Focused like a drill. Turning. Ru Feng. Like closing French doors. 1, 2, open 2, return tiger to mountain. But we're going to continue. Bring the feet together. Form a T. Step square. Palm press to the center. Breathe deep and roll back. Join the palms, pressing forward. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split. Hook. This is turn back to look at the moon. 5th position. Cover. Spear fist to the center. Repulse the monkey. 1. Repulse the monkey. 2. Repulse the monkey. 3. Opening to the side. I'm going to be angled a little bit so that you can see. This is called Sherfei, diagonal flying. Needle at the bottom of the sea. San Pongbe. Turning. Block. Punch. Kick. Square step. Lan. Elbow power. shui. Keep your spine straight for Yi Bu Hua. Fold knees, Shen Wu Li, change step, roll back. Press. Long breathing. Return to that relaxed breathing we started with. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Side whip. Step parallel. Cloud hands. Turn your spine. Keep your head up. Press right. Step left. Press right. Cloud hands number 2. Step left. One more on each side. Press. Step and breathe. The owl show is hook. We're going to turn 90 degrees. Single whip. Bring your feet together in the center. Bring your hands together. Take a deep breath. Relax. Okay, looks like we have about just a few minutes left. Questions, thoughts, comments, ideas on anything today? Yeah, go ahead.
Stay away from the Kundalini.
Can you repeat that?
Said stay away from Kundalini.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
dangerous.
stay away from Kundalini. Well, here's the thing.
Dangerous practice.
Yeah, Kundalini is very powerful practice and requires long years of correct study to do it correctly. There are Kundalini
It's very dangerous.
What's that?
I said it is very dangerous if it's not handled right, and it's the antithesis of spirituality.
Yeah. So that said, there's many ideas on it. I have known several Kundalini practitioners. I don't recommend it. Like I said, I just mentioned that I was using one of their techniques to open the spine. You're free to, a good Taoist doesn't throw anything away. They know what it's used for or how to use something.
Yeah.
TC
It's up to you. I mean, everybody makes their own choices, but I'm just saying it's not safe.
Yeah. So my teacher, TC, he used to say, even rat poison has a purpose. So we don't throw anything away. We keep everything, and we know what it is.
Make sure you don't drink the rat poison yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay focused so I can wrap here.
Sorry,
that's no problem. So rat poison has a purpose. Kundalini practice at your own risk. Personally, I recommend Tai Chi. I have studied several styles of yoga. I used to be a gym guy, fitness guy, try to pump up my muscles real big. Into Western style, Greco-Roman wrestling, all different types of activities, and I still continue to practice Tai Chi. So there shouldn't be any question about what I recommend. We said the yin-yang symbol, that's what I base my balance practice off of, obviously, what I like. So one more thing before I go, I've been trying to address, there's issues that come in for TC Society from a lot of different places. One last thing is, you should be comfortable. For any of you that are old enough in the audience to remember the television show Cheers, they have kind of in the final episode, there's a bunch of them sitting around in the bar drinking, and one of the characters is written to say a line that's very profound. They said, "What's the secret of life?" And there's a character named Cliff Clavin, and he's got his feet propped up and maybe a cigar, beer, or something, and he says, "Comfortable shoes." And I think there's something to that if you analyze it, being comfortable. So I wear the pants my teacher gave me. These pants are kind of baggy. They're a polyester blend. And for practicing Tai Chi, I can move around quite a bit if I want to do a deep posture. They flex, they move. So find yourself some comfortable gear when you practice. And this is more than just a Tai Chi idea. You can take this with you wherever. Be comfortable in your own body, in your own skin, right? Have yourself some comfortable shoes no matter where you go, because your feet are strong, your mind is strong, that type of thing. So, thoughts, questions, comments, ideas? Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's do a little bit of meditation before we go. We'll do some breathing to cool down. Make your feet comfortable, and the same intention when we started. We're refilling the fuel tank. We've been walking and moving for all class. So take this time and allow the jar to settle so that the dust settles to the bottom. And we can also think of refilling. When it gets shaken up, perhaps some of the water has spilled out. So we can use this time to bring the energy back to the center. Refill and inflate so that when you start the weekend, you have the right amount of energy. You're not wasting the weekend resting only to go back. Instead, we plug the phone charger in before we need to go. So the same way, before the weekend, before your activity, charge up. And the more relaxed you are, the more the energy can flow. The least resistance, the more the energy. Change direction sometime when you reach the other side. Check your spine. The main purpose is to keep it straight. Go at your own pace. My computer processor is very fast, so it looks incorrect sometimes to a different type of processor. So simply process the same exercise the way that's the most useful for you. Breathing deep. I'm fairly certain we've done more on the other side. I haven't counted, but I'm concerned for the time. So do one more just to the center and let your hands float. Make it a chi practice. Feel the chi under your hands. Relax your tailbone. Bring your feet together in the center. Return to Tai Chi harmony. Half smile, tongue is connected. Base of the torso is activated, toes inside the shoes. And from here, take a second. You can lower your eyelids a bit. Turn your attention inwards. Look at your dantian and see yourself. Take a second to smile at your belly button. Long, deep breathing. And then inwardly, vocalize gratitude for yourself. There's only one person like you, that's your superpower. So breathing into that center, smile to yourself, and internally, take a second to say thank you for yourself, to yourself, for yourself. And then next, move your mind up into your heart chakra. Take a second to smile at your heart. Take a second to be grateful. It's working. Some people don't have good organs like other people, but if you're attending this class, it means your heart is still working, so you have something to be grateful for. So take a deep breath, smiling with gratitude for your working heart. And then move your consciousness up one more time into the center of the brain, third eye, chakra, and be grateful for the brain that you have. It doesn't matter how fast your computer's processor is. You have one capable of doing Tai Chi, at least watching videos. So take a long, deep breath. Smile to your brain. Allow it to relax. And give it a big old thank you. And then one more time, move your consciousness to either the crown chakra or just above it. And see yourself from above. See yourself from far away. With the same idea, minimum of half smiling at yourself. At least some part of you must be good, so we have something at least half smile to smile about. On your last deep breath, that's it. Call, write, text, email if you have questions, thoughts. comments, ideas. If there's anything right now, oh, it looks like it's noon. Did it cut out?